on Sunday, July 26, 1970. It was a typical outdoor Seattle scenario, rainy but right. In our early teens, my friends and I hunkered down on Tightwad Hill, the steep and legendary bluff across Empire Way, today's Martin Luther King Jr. Way, from Sick's Stadium. Generations of baseball fans had preceded us there, finding catbird seats for minor league games in Rainier Valley. Today, however, rock and roll was the draw. Two groups, Cactus and Cat Mother and the All Night Newsboys, opened the show, but we were there for the headliner, Seattle's own Jimi Hendrix, playing his fourth ever hometown concert. Raised in the Central District, the throbbing heart of Seattle's black community, self-taught Hendrix had never learned to read music. Left-handed, he turned his guitar and the world upside down. In just 4 years, he'd become a superstar, astounding audiences with revolutionary, sometimes incendiary musicality. At 27, he was one of rock's greatest instrumentalists, although the pressures of his meteoric rise were mounting. Inside the post-Rainiers, Angels, and Pilots ballpark, thousands of eager fans, including today's then-photographer, 16-year-old Dave Departee, were watching from the muddy infield. This column's founder, Paul Dorpat, then a concert promoter and underground newspaper publisher, stood backstage. From Tightwad Hill, the stage was a postage stamp. But the loud rock pummeled us. Fans repeatedly tried to sneak over chain-link and wood-slat fences, painfully confronted by rent-a-cops spraying mace from catwalks. Barriers were breached only once, by a trio who lifted a fence and slid under to Tightwad huzzas. And just before Hendrix began, harder rains fell from a steel-wool sky. The mix of water and electric instruments was worrisome, but after rubber mats were installed, the show resumed. And here's where the narrative flips. Consider, if you will, an exhausted, moody Hendrix playing before a home audience, the backstage jammed with family, friends, and obligations. What followed was a note of generosity echoing from Jimi's youth. On September 1st, 1957, Elvis Presley had played Sick's Stadium for an ecstatic crowd of 16,000. Short the $1.50 admission, 14-year-old Jimi watched the show perched atop, you guessed it, Tightwad Hill. 13 years later, Hendrix instructed the stadium crew to throw gates open and let in hundreds of young cheapskates, including me, from the same bluff. Roaring our approval, we scrambled down the incline and inside, thumbing our noses at the defanged rent-a-cops. Tragically, this was Hendrix's last concert in the continental United States. Less than 2 months later, on September 18th, he died in London of an accidental drug overdose. His sonic earthquake continues to shake and inspire to this day. In our first then photo, little did 16-year-old Dave Departee, standing near the front of the center field stage, know that he would be snapping one of the few surviving photographs of Jimi Hendrix's final Seattle concert on July 26, 1970. Over Hendrix's shoulder, apartments with a view into Sick's Stadium stand atop Tightwad Hill. At upper right, a corner of the stadium scoreboard advertises Chevron gas. Jimi's orange-red outfit provides the sole splash of color on a gray day. And our second then photo, erected in 1938 by Rainier Brewing Company owner Emil Sick for his Pacific Coast League baseball team, the Seattle Rainiers, Sick's Stadium stood between Rainier Avenue and today's Martin Luther King Jr. Way. This view looks west from Tightwad Hill on June 15, 1938, when the Seattle Rainiers played their first home game in the new stadium. In our now photo, in a southwest section of Lowe's Home Improvement on Rainier Avenue, Dave Departee playing air guitar with an axe, and local sports historian David Eskenazi posed near the original location of Hendrix's stage. Eskenazi is also an artist and Hendrix fan. In 1980, while attending the University of Washington, his original pencil drawing was made into a poster by Tower Records to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Hendrix's death.